How are you, everybody? Once again, I think this is like the 9th installment. I got to put the AC on. This is going to kill me here. Look at that, huh? Look at this high tech. Let me dust off the computer face here. See, that's me sitting there with the arrow. How would I like it? I think I'll take it medium. I think this is like the third one I've done. I think I did Hollywood a couple times. This time I'm going to show you up in Hollywood Hills, where all the, all your favorite shows that were ever created, provided the artist didn't get fucked and some corporation owns them. That's where everybody has their houses. Like the guy who did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Probably a silly show to you, but, he made a lot of fucking money. He's got a house with some pools, some whores. And I'll try not to make a reference to Charlie Sheen, because personally I'm a little sick of it. If I hear one more person say winning or tiger's blood, you're watching a guy slowly dying. I don't understand what the fucking amusement is. I just keep picturing Martin Sheen going, am I going to have to bury my boy this week? It's classic Coke babble. He really is good at talking shit, though. Now I'm going to talk about him. I wish if he could play hoop, he went up against Larry Bird, because I heard that, that Larry could really talk shit, and that would just be like the fucking white boy shit-talking summit between the two of them. Here we are in, where are we, like Highland? There's a church right here that's from way back in the day, and right next to it's a brand new hotel where whores routinely overdose. Sort of the yin and yang of Hollywood. After you can't wake her up and you've covered your tracks and you blamed it on your assistant, that's where you pray for forgiveness, right next door. It's got a nice big AIDS ribbon next to it, just in case, nobody's aware that disease exists at this point. Look at the ass on her. Would you look at that? You're supposed to remain faithful out here? Come on, people. But then they have a nice little cartoon. See, the yin and the yang. I guess I would say the place where I lose my shit the most is when I'm driving. Did I tell you I gave up my temper for Lent? It takes them like 9 seconds to make a fucking right turn. And they do that shit where, like, if someone's in the crosswalk 90 feet away, what if they start running? It's like you do what they do on the East Coast. You fucking slip in between them. Like a little jackrabbit running through a picket fence. That's how you do it. No one ever gets hit. Fucking go! Just fucking go! Went to the dentist, and I grind my teeth. Who would have thought? A relaxed guy like me. So he gives me this fucking mouth guard. And now every once in a while, my jaw just pops out of alignment. But I'm not the kind of guy who sues. German-Irish blood, I just tough my way through it. I'll just be in the middle of a conversation, like, yeah, what's going on? Just pop it back in. Like some quarterback in his fucking 17th year. He's got a separated shoulder. Just pop it back in. All right. How about you block on this one? All right, play action fake on 2. On 2, ready, break. Go to get in my car, and there's this weird chick walking by, redhead. So she sees me, and she points at me. She goes, hey, fellow redhead, rock on. There's not too many of us left. I just sort of looked at her. I gave her nothing. I just sort of looked at her like, what are you trying to bond with me? Like we're black and we've been through some shit? I mean, we've been through some shit. Bullying and that type of thing. But, I never went to a job interview and I, felt like, listen, we just filled that position. And I'm sorry. And don't date my daughter. I don't get any of that. But we are an unrecognized affliction. Is what I would cause it. It's just really bizarre. This is the last place you want to move as a redhead. So here we go. Now we're starting to get into the little hoity-toity area. Look at this. You got shrubs. When you're rich, you don't want anybody to see you. Like how much money you have and what goes on behind those. Look at that. You can't fucking see anything. I'll tell you what else is amazing out here. There's a lot of the houses, like you look at them from the front, they look like these little one-story bullshit houses. Like this one right here, right? You look at that and you're like, oh, that little bullshit house. That's nothing, right? Then you go in them and you realize they're on the side of a hill and they got another 3 floors underneath them. Look at that ugly ass house. Look at that ugly ass house. That looks like a 5-year-old put a crayon to it, and I bet that thing's like what, 3-4 million? Because look at the view. You can see all the smog. See, these are the classic ones. Look at that. 1 story. You're like, this is a hunk of shit. Why do they invite so many people over to this party? And then you walk in there and it's breathtaking from the inside. There's people swinging on trapezes in there. You meet the guy who created MASH. No, I'm telling you, whenever you go to these Hollywood Hills parties, like stuff like that happens. One time I went to a Super Bowl party. I'm shooting the shit with this guy, and his dad or his grandfather was the guy who was in the bed in The Godfather that had the horse's head in there.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's unbelievable. And he's like, yeah. And then we had nothing to talk about. So that was your dad? Yeah, it was my grandfather. Oh, how many takes did it take? You got nothing to say. Who buys a PT Cruiser? That's definitely the help. You know, he's got all his mops and brooms in the back. Took out the back seat, uses it as like a living room sofa. I'm just really attacking poor people, aren't I? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what LA would look like if they didn't have sprinklers. And Mexicans to come here and somehow, that's how hard Mexicans work. They can actually make a desert look like an East Coast yard, you know? Look at that. Like none of that shit would survive out here. I'm sure something. There'll be some sort of fucking treeologist watching that. Oh, actually, the second plant from the right was a herbaceous, some Latin name. And fuck you. I'm sorry you're not getting any pussy. You know? Or you fat black frame glass assistant. Is that what you're doing? Having animalistic sex, knocking over graduated cylinders. You go for a hike over there. You know, you meet other people. You say hello, they have dogs, maybe they got a script. And they go, can you act? And you go, yeah, I can. Then you go over there. You smell the smell of the decomposing body under the bed and you fucking leave. That isn't smog, that's actually haze. It's when it's brown. It's when it's brown and you feel a burning sensation right in your right under your breastplate. That's when it's smog. Yeah, we get a little green here, but this is all just fodder for the fires. Yeah. It rains for like 2 months straight at the beginning of the year out here. Then everything becomes green. And it lulls you into this false sense of, yeah, everything's going to be okay. And then gradually it starts drying out in May and June. And in July and August, that's when the fires come. And then that's when every douche calls you from the East Coast. Hey, I'm just making sure you're not on fire. Meanwhile, their face is still like frostbitten. They haven't put any lotion on because white people don't know about lotion. They just walk around. No, that just means you work for a living. What are you, a fucking queer? Look at this guy. Why are you running? It's over. It's over. You know? That was Kevin Federline. Still trying to take off the weight. But Britney's still paying for that house. Although the one funny thing about Britney is when they always catch her right in the middle of a laugh, and she looks like she's about ready to blow a horse. Have you ever noticed that? She has like that, that fucking... It's, you know, which is hilarious because she's hot. I still think she's hot, and so do most of you. Come on, let's be honest. She was sitting at the end of the bar at Applebee's. You'd hit it. Check it out. There you go. That's the valley over there. Oh, the studio down there, the lot, isn't that it over there? Yeah, and that's where they make shows. And then they turn them into rides. It's hilarious, like shit you would never think. Like, dude, where's my car? One year I went over there. Had some family in town, they wanted to go see it, and I went on the backdraft ride. It's just basically you felt like you were standing too close to a stove. Your average house fire can be over 4,000 degrees. Shut up. There's some more all natural. See, that's how it looked. That Roadrunner shit. That's how it would look. Are you shitting me? Look at this. Read that street sign. Look at that right there. I like how it beeps like I'm backing up truck. Woodrow Wilson. Huh? All the conspiracy theorists just projectile vomited. Just past Woodrow Wilson Drive. That was his payback. He got to be president and they named a street after him. And that's how fucking shallow these politicians are. So I would eventually, I would like to live up here. You know, have some big house, you know, raise a couple of shallow kids who don't respect anything because from day one they had courtside seats to the Lakers. The only thing that will save them is I'll be heckling the Lakers. Why is Dad like so totally upset all the time? I wouldn't want my kid to OD if he fucking sounded like that. But wouldn't it be my fault, the fact that I raised him that way and I had a Prius? Still rocking the Prius, everybody. I came close, man. I came close to, I'm looking for an old Mustang. In fact, I guarantee, which doesn't mean shit, there's no money back here. I'm gonna have a cool car next time I do one of these things. Just don't come back too soon. I actually tried to look at some houses out here, and anything that I liked was like 1.2 million, and that was basically like a $400,000 house back east, right? And you'd walk in and be like, you know, it's got potential. You're like, really, dude? 7 figures, I think it should have reached its potential. I'm not making fun of you people in trailers. all right? Stop acting like you can drive around. Once you park that fucker, you know it's over. You're not getting out until the tornado hits. It's great, you know, went around a couple of times, now we're faced the other way. I was getting sick of looking at that tree in that outhouse. I like being downwind of it for once. We're on Mulholland Drive. I still don't get that movie. David Lynch is just so fucking, confusing? I mean, it definitely freaks me out when Robert Blake says, call my phone, he just does that laugh. If I was a prosecuting attorney in his case, I would just play him laughing. Come on, guy laughs like that. Okay, there's no way you don't have murderous thoughts if you laugh like that. It's a rental. Tourists always get the Mustang convertible. We're in LA, let's do it up. All right, these are the more modest homes. This is like when you first get your reoccurring role on like T.J. Hooker, and you've made a little bit of money. You know, you get these houses. See, the hills are back that way. So this is now. There's like 3 levels of living out here. It's like when you first come out here, you live in some big apartment building with every other douchebag with the dream, and it sucks. And you order Raffaello's pizza, which is just, I swear to God, you might as well just take the sauce and just put it on the box and eat that. And then the next level is you get one of these on the flatlands. You buy a house like that. Look at that fucking thing. Jesus Christ. Are they shooting something there? Or is it really that bad? And then the last thing is you move to a house on Hollywood Hills. Yep, right there you go. This is the Hasidic Jewish area. Just missed one driving by in a fucking motorcycle with his beard over his shoulder. Dude, there's no way those guys aren't going to heaven. I don't give a fuck if they're off a little bit. Just the fact that they wore that get-up their whole life with that itchy goddamn beard. And in 80, 90, 100-degree weather out here, just a level of commitment. Even that little thing they got on their head, I mean, after a while, they fucking drive me nuts. Get it off me. Where do they shop? Has this got to be like do they make their own clothes? Are they that fucking hardcore? How ignorant am I sounding right now? This is what's funny about like LA. That's probably like Walt Disney's like original studio. And now they turned it into like apartments. That probably wasn't a good segue. After I was sort of teasing Hasidic Jews, I then make a Walt Disney reference, who evidently was like a major anti-Semite. Isn't that funny? Like, just, you know, when you look at somebody's personality 360, you can sit there drawing cartoons and bring all this joy, you know, hello Pluto and all that, and then somewhere in your head, fucking Jews. It's just fucked. It's fucked. There used to be a Virgin record store there that I used to always go to, record CDs and laser discs, and then all you internet cunts, you stole all the music and completely destroyed the industry, and then have the balls to wonder why music sucks now. You destroyed the star making. It's over. Steven Tyler is a judge on American Idol now. He's literally looking at people who should be in the audience watching him sing, and he's lying to people who work at like a Dairy Queen. Yeah, I think he got potential. I'm not gonna lie to you, I used to steal music. Remember LimeWire? I used to do that shit right up to like 2004. I'm gonna be the only guy who ever gets busted for fucking stealing music because I just admitted to it on camera. And I just kept getting viruses. So I haven't stolen anything. I think like 7 years, been clean for 7 years, man. By the way, I watched a little bit of The Song Remains the Same the other day. I mean, it's still amazing, but there is just some stuff in there that is just cringeworthy. Yeah. Like during the guitar solo when he's just going like doing all this stuff, and then Robert Plant's going wah, 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 wah. What the fuck are you doing, Robert? Okay? You can't play an instrument. Get off of the fucking stage. Blah, 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 blah. And I know I'm doing it like we're dead, but I swear to God, it's close to that. He's going do it. They should have just had We're on Heroin and Neon. Just but I still love him. I'm going as John Bonham for Halloween this year. My girl watches that show, Real Housewives. And Jesus Christ. Like, I don't think I've ever seen like the obsession to stay young. Like, you know, I'll tell you, what's underrated is fucking acting your age. You know, which means put a fucking shirt on, you know, past a certain age. You know, when your skin starts to lose its elasticity, I don't give a fuck that you're still not fat. It's still disgusting to look at. I just don't want to see it. And one of them is going through a divorce, and she goes, yeah, now I'm a free bitch. Referring to herself as a bitch. She's got these big, fake titties. That's a question, sort of a Seinfeld joke. Why are there no real tits on the Real Housewives? What's real about that? And they have those really bad, like late 90s fake titties, you know, the ones that are just a complete circle, like inflated frisbees with nipples on them. They look horrific. There's a guy acting his age. See, look at that guy. One of the few guys in LA acting his age. See if we can get this guy. He's got the regular old Fonzie t-shirt on with some khakis. He's got the flip-flops. You got to give it to him. It's like fucking 70 degrees out. Look at that. There's another guy right there. Reading in the park. That's what you're supposed to do at that age. Have a sweater just in case you get a chill. Now, if he was 30 years younger with that, you know, that's the date rapist flag, actually. There's another thing here. I explained this before. You have to fucking stop when the fire engines or police come by. Back east, you just slide over to the right. And you let him deal with it. You know, when I get really fucking famous and I make a ton of money, I'm going to buy a fully operational one of those and drive it during rush hour. Just start cranking the siren. Have 4 of my friends dress up like firemen. Oh, by the way, I haven't boozed since October. I'm coming up on 5 months. I miss it, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Fucking miss it. No, I just miss having a couple of beers, but I don't miss having that big fucking John Travolta, Alec Baldwin head, you know? You know that happens when you get all bloaty and you don't realize it, and then one day you take that cell phone picture and you're like 6 inches in front of the other guy and you look like you're the Jack in the Box. This is the worst fucking mall. I don't care if I've talked about this before. This fucking mall sucks. It is the worst goddamn mall. The second you go in there, the first thing you do is you go up and the automated thing spits out a ticket and it goes, please take the ticket. It's got like this cunty attitude. Then you take it, and then it has one of those things where I have to figure out what I owe. You know, like this is going to be quicker rather than you just put another American out of work. And then you got to stand in line to figure out what you owe. All right? So now it's a wash because you used to have to stand in line while the person in front of you made change. Now I got to do that. Then I get in my car, and then I got to sit in another fucking line as the douchebag tries to find where the hell he put the ticket. In case you didn't know what find the ticket was, I had to act that out for you. Huh? That's for all the special needs kids who are watching this. Huh? Always thinking about others. I was just in Orlando, Florida, and for the life of me, I don't know we don't make anything in this country. Every fucking thing now, it's either a place to become a fatter fuck or just a place to sleep. You fat ass. It was all hotels, condos, houses, and then just places to eat. Just like this shit. Jamba Juice, Baja Fresh, or you can buy shit. That's it. Where's the factory? Where is the Ross Dress for Less factory? How young are the kids that work in that sweatshop? You know? They are, you know, you go to Macy's, that sweatshop labor, you know, and that's like retail. This is dress for less. Huh? 3-year-old sold this one, motherfucker. Look at this, go down the street, okay? You tell me what we fucking, it's all going to be a place to live, a place to eat, or a place to buy some shit you don't need. See, there you go, everybody just sitting there eating. I want to pitch a reality show. Okay, they'll take 10 whores, we'll stick them in a house. Then they need some activities, and then somebody has to have the immunity. I want to fucking buy one of those, see? I want to become fat, and I'm going to buy one of those. The iPad 2. See? I'm a hypocrite. I go off on the corporations, and then I just buy into their stuff. You see that? I was right in the middle of talking about the train tracks, and I was like, ooh, something shiny. I got to buy that. Maybe that'll make me look cooler. So here it is. This is the, I can't remember the name of the mall, the Grove. And then they sell this. This is like a selling point for these condos. You're right across the street from the Grove. Imagine being able to walk to the Gap. I'm a really judgmental cunt today. I really am. Oh, here we go. Here's some sort of industry. This looks run down. This looks closed up, doesn't it? And here you go. Here's where they used to make all the actors back in the day. This was an actor factory. This is something I've learned through my travels, everybody. If somebody claims to have New York pizza, and you're not in New York, they don't have New York pizza. Chicago-style pizza, San Francisco-style burrito. If you're not in those towns, see, like you don't have to say it. Like in Philly, they just have cheesesteaks. and you know they're going to be good. But everywhere else, they got to claim to have Philly cheesesteaks because they need the credibility of Philly, all right? So stop getting cheesesteaks, okay, when you're in fucking LA or you're in New York. Go to Philly if you fucking want one, or just make one at home because you're going to do just as good a job. That's what I've learned, all right? You want a burrito, go to San Francisco. I don't know what they do, but they're unbelievable. So, all you East Coast cunts who are going to come out here and try to get a fucking slice at like 4 in the morning and try to do East Coast stuff, you're not going to have a good time out here. Get some Thai food, get their burgers, go to the beach, all right, and shut your face. Take off your Timberlands, all right? It's 80 degrees out here. Where the hell was that kid who got caned? Remember that? Yeah, there you go, Singapore. There's the reference that I could have used about 3 seconds ago. All right, right there. If you want a good sandwich out here, if you're an East Coast guy, and of course you're going to say it's not as good, all about the bread. Of course, that's a vegan place right next to it, but all about the bread. I recommend the Godfather. All right, there you go. Pink's, that's where everybody goes out here. 71 years of serving the most mediocre, regular fucking hot dog you could ever get. It's not worth the wait. It really isn't. Oh, that's where that chick with the too many tattoos does her show. Kat Von D. Kat Von D. You know, I like tattoos. I think they're cool. But when you start doing your face, it's just, you know. Evidently the war is over, according to that bumper sticker. War is over. We're not doing it anymore.
We're so done with it.
We're like so over the war. I'll take you right down Hollywood Boulevard. I'll show you where they do the Oscars. Okay, so that's Mann's Chinese Theater. And right here, this is where they walk in. Kodak Theater, right across the way, they do Jimmy Kimmel. There's all the tourists walking down the street, looking at the stars, head down, never see the uppercut coming. This is like when you want to get noticed. Is this Vine? Yeah, when you want to get noticed by the paparazzi. Hey, look, there's Charlie Chaplin right there, just waiting for TMZ. It's a little slow now. Is that a woman? He knows we're looking at him and talking about him. Yeah, they come out of that sushi restaurant. There's always like 5 or 6 people. Hey, look at Maxwell. Remember Maxwell? R&B singer right there? Yeah, there he is. He just came out of Capitol Records right up here. I'm telling you, you want to see the stars, people. That's where you got to be. There's Shirley Hemphill. There's The Situation. They're all out here. Willie Nelson. Keeping it real. Pantages Theater. This is where they used to do the Oscars. Originally did the Oscars. There's the new W Hotel where all the fucking bridge and tunnel whores go to. This right here is where a lot of people play at. The Music Box. I saw the Roots, their pre-Grammy jam, where they played for like 4 hours straight, which I don't know how the hell you do that. What a church looks like out here in LA. Even though it's a church, they still have to make it a little sexy with, they want the Purple Rain motif on that one. I don't know if that's reading. That really is. That's Prince had a pair of assless chaps. The size. Actually, chaps never have an ass in them, do they? Weren't those, they covered up your cowboy pants, right? Your Wranglers. That always blows my mind when I go down south and I'll see some dude with like a pair of brand new Wranglers. This is one of the hardest things to do in Los Angeles. Make a left when there's no light. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed another tour here and me saying all kinds of ridiculous things. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. See him? See him? Just in case I wanted to make a right. There's nobody else down the fucking sidewalk. It's a phenomenon out here. I know this city isn't even real. This is like the fucking Truman Show. Oh wait, I can't lose my shit. Lent. Yes, I'm going to be at the Wilbur Theatre in Boston, Massachusetts in September. I don't have the dates, but I have the month. What, I got to do everything for you? You got fucking 6 months to figure it out, kids. First 9 people who show up get a Bill Burr refrigerator magnet, fresh off the press. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I made you laugh. Hope it makes you want to check out some of my other stuff. I have a podcast, the Monday Morning Podcast. It's up on iTunes, or just go to billburr.com/podcast. Burr is spelled B-U-R-R. All right? That's it. There goes another person right into the fucking crosswalk. Nobody else. They're just standing there holding up traffic. you, but you know, he made a lot of fucking money. He's got a house with some pools, some whores. And I'll try not to make a reference to Charlie Sheen because personally I'm a little sick of it. If I hear one more person say winning or tiger's blood, you're watching a guy slowly dying. I don't understand what the fucking amusement is. You know, I just keep picturing Martin Sheen going, am I going to have to bury my boy this week? It's classic Coke babble. He really is good at talking shit, though. Now I'm going to talk about him. I wish if he could play hoop, he went up against Larry Bird, because I heard that, you know, that Larry could really talk shit, and that would just be like the fucking white boy shit-talking summit between the two of them. Well, how are you, everybody? Once again, I think this is like the 9th installment. I got to put the AC on. This is going to kill me here. Look at that, huh? Look at this high tech. Let me dust off the computer face here. See, that's me sitting there with the arrow. How would I like it? I think I'll take it medium. I think this is like the 3rd one I've done. I think I did Hollywood a couple times. This time I'm going to show you up in Hollywood Hills, where all the, you know, all your favorite shows that were ever created, provided the artist didn't get fucked and some corporation owns them. That's where everybody has their houses. Like the guy who did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Probably a silly show to tough my way through it. I'll just be in the middle of a conversation like, yeah, what's going on? Just pop it back in. Like some quarterback in his fucking 17th year. He's got a separated shoulder. Just pop it back in. All right. How about you block on this one? All right. Play action fake on 2. On 2. Ready. Break. Go to get in my car, and there's this weird chick walking by. Redhead. So she sees me, and she points at me. She goes, hey, she goes, fellow redhead, rock on. There's not too many of us left. I just sort of looked at her. I gave her nothing. I just sort of looked at her like, you know, what are you trying to... Here we are in, where are we, like Highland? There's a church right here that's from way back in the day, and right next to it's a brand new hotel where whores routinely overdose. Sort of the yin and yang of Hollywood. After you can't wake her up and you've covered your tracks and you blamed it on your assistant, that's where you pray for forgiveness, right next door. It's got a nice big AIDS ribbon next to it just in case, you know, nobody's aware that that disease exists at this point. Look at the ass on her. Would you look at that? You're supposed to remain faithful out here? Come on, people. But then, see, then they have a nice little cartoon. See, the yin and the yang. I guess I would say the place where I lose my shit the most is when I'm driving. Did I tell you I gave up my temper for Lent? It takes them like 9 seconds to make a fucking right turn. And they do that shit where, like, if someone's in the crosswalk 90 feet away, you know, what if they start running? It's like you do what they do on the East Coast. You fucking slip in between them. Like a little jackrabbit running through a picket fence. That's how you do it. No one ever gets hit. Fucking go! Just fucking go! Went to the dentist, and evidently I grind my teeth. Who would have thought? A relaxed guy like me. So he gives me this fucking mouth guard. And now every once in a while, my jaw just pops out of alignment. But I'm not the kind of guy who sues. German-Irish blood, I just